Good morning. JT Soar, Operations Chief, and Operations Chief Frederick here for your morning update. We had some pretty substantial fire growth last night, as we've been able to see from across the area. So we're going to start with kind of an overview of what we have going on in the area overall, and then we'll zoom in a little bit closer. For starters, we just want to address the blue dotted line is a TFR. That's a temporary flight restriction. And what that is giving an area that no private aircraft is allowed to enter, no drones, nothing like that. And that's creating a safe work environment for our aerial resources, our helicopters, our air tankers, to be able to get in there and do all the good work. We're really leaning heavily on them. So it's really important that we're keeping any unauthorized aircraft out of that area so we can work safely. So starting up to the north with the the Scott River Road, we still have contingency groups out there looking at potential control lines in the future. Moving down to the south, kind of the same thing off the Sawyer Bar Road. Those contingency lines, it's going to be the road itself up to Etna Summit, and then working a little bit farther west towards Sawyer Bar, just really trying to get way out ahead of this thing because we know it's going to be a long summer. We got probably a couple more months of hot and dry, and we want to make sure that we have some stuff in place if it were to get out that far. We can go ahead and zoom in now. So this is our most current infrared map. Shows roughly the active edge from last night. Starting up here to the northwest corner, Kidder Creek drainage had a little bit of heat in it. It continues to back towards the PCT and the crest. We do have some slop overs, some new fire from the last day, 36 hours up into Upper Mill Creek. We have resources accessing that through some road systems. We have dozers working. We got crews engaged every day trying to figure out how they can really attack that, minimize the fire spread to the north and the west, and keep it right there so it's not continuing to burn into the wilderness any longer into the summer. Working down to the west in the southwest corner, very poor access. We don't have any folks on the ground in the right-hand fork of Salmon River right now. However, we have people in the areas that we can watch and make sure it's not going to surprise us if it does start to get active. The infrared shows there is some heat. Some of these things that were previously unburned islands have grown together, so it's still out there doing its thing, but we just don't have a way to safely engage folks out there right now. And luckily with the winds, this is a low concern for the next few days as opposed to that east side. Moving down to the south, utilizing a series of ridges. We have crews working those, prepping them so that we have, again, secondary lines farther out where we can, if the fire continues to move south, we'll be able to engage it safely with lines that are already prepared and ready to be utilized. Chief, you want to take it away?
Yeah, good morning, John Frederick Operations. I'm going to start off working in the northern eastern portion of the incident. So in between Kidder Creek, which is right here, and Mill Creek. So we have a good ridge system up here that we've been working on to try to gain that foothold. That foothold gives us an opportunity to allow our guys to be working off of a safe piece of line, and then we can continue off of that. So a lot of good progress up here on that ridge system. So looking at these hash marks are completed dozer lines. So these dozer lines are what we try to utilize to hold the fire, and that's what we utilized on this ridge top up here. So a lot of good work's being done up here. We went direct with hand crews going off into the drainage down toward Kidder Creek. So that area right there is going to be worked all day today. And then working out of Kidder Creek, the firing operation down in here is working really well. It's back down all the way down in the drainage here. So we're going to continue to improve that line and hold that. So that right there is our foothold from keeping this thing to moving out toward the north, the northeast. So we're going to continue to work off of that foothold. So coming down into the Patterson drainage here, this continues to hold in here. And then if you look out here, this is that big run that happened yesterday afternoon. So it started 2 days ago. It ran up to the south here, about 100 acres. And then yesterday it got aligned with the wind from the west and got pushed out toward the west here. So once again, a lot of our primary lines were in. and we have these secondary and alternative lines that we've had in place. So nothing new for us. This main ridge system from Whiskey Butte all the way up to Kidder Creek was one of our main alternative lines. That fire jumped over that line, spotted over it, and it's now backing off of this main ridge system, kind of just out to the west of the Wilson Way area. So a lot of road systems out here. Over the last few days, we've been improving all these roads. We've been putting alternative dozer lines in here, and we are going in there today, and we're going to try to pick up the fire's edge and bring it back up to this dozer line that we created over the last few days, and try to get it pushed back up into here. So definitely have a lot of opportunity here to get after that. We have 10 Type 1 air tanker or helicopters coming in today. Hopefully our air is clean. We're going to get in there and get direct on that. And then also a ton of other alternative lines out here. So as the fire continues to grow today, we can utilize existing lines that we've been putting in over the last few days and try to connect all those pieces and those dots. Looking at the Whiskey Butte over, working toward the west to Babs, we have a natural feature, a ridge out here that we're going to be utilizing as well. A lot of rocky, kind of unburned fuel out here that is in an old fire scar that's going to help us get that foothold in that area as well. So a lot of good work's been going out there. The weather is definitely a factor that's given our firefighters a hard time. It's hot, it's dry. The fuels are definitely about as dry as they get. We're setting records in our fuels. So that's definitely going to challenge our firefighters. So with today, we have a great plan in place. We have the firefighters in place. We have resources out here in the community. We're staffing those with fire engines. Those fire engines are familiar with our communities, the Greenview, the Quartz Valley, the Etna. All these resources are in place. They've been in there for a few days. They've been prepping structures, prepping roads. We have our alternative line out here on Highway 3 that we're continuing to chip on that. We're continuing to improve that line, and we're going to be successful in getting some good opportunities today. So thank you for joining, and appreciate it. Thank you.